Should the Timberwolves trade Karl-Anthony Towns? Right now, the Timberwolves are 6-2. They're third in the West. They're currently on a 5-game winning streak, and I'll admittedly say they look a lot better than I expect. Right now, they have the best defense in the NBA, the 4th highest net rating in the NBA, and the defense doesn't really surprise me because from what I've seen so far, they have 3 elite level defenders. Rudy Gobert looks like himself. He looks great on the defensive side of the ball. Surprisingly, when I'm watching Timberwolves games, I'm liking the pick and roll between Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. There have been a couple of times where Ant has found him in either in the pick and roll, a dive into, flash into the basket. They've been some good passes from Ant. Rudy's finishing like himself at the rim, not as good as you would like. Jaden McDaniels has been absolutely fantastic defensively, if you're asking me. If he's not the best perimeter defender in the league, he's top 2. When players are being defended by either Rudy or Jaden, they're shooting 12% less than they normally do. And last but not least, Anthony Edwards has looked great defensively. Now, his defended field goal percentage doesn't look like Rudy's or Jaden's, but he's still been a great on-ball defender. We saw him lock up Jason Tatum in the overtime of that Boston game. Honestly, Anthony Edwards is slowly making a name for himself as one of the best two-way players in the league. He closed out that overtime Boston game on both sides of the ball, averaging 28 points on 54-80, scoring in all 3 levels, getting to the basket well. I love, and I can't understate this enough, mainly because I was skeptical. His first couple of years in the league, all the Timberwolves fans are telling me Anthony Edwards is up next, he's him. But so far in these first 8 games of the season, he looks like he has the potential to be the best, if not one of the best two-way superstars in the league. Getting back to my original question, should the Timberwolves trade away Karl-Anthony Towns? Let me start off by saying, for the most part, Karl-Anthony Towns has looked good. He had a rough start to the season. Shooting the ball's first 5-6 games was not good. The last 3-4, he looks like back to his normal self. The numbers aren't necessarily the reason I'm asking should they trade Karl-Anthony Towns. It's more so how they're using him. He looks like, at least when I watch the Timberwolves in a couple of games that I've seen so far, he looks like a role player. He doesn't necessarily look like a guy that's about to be making $55 million a year for the next 4 years. And yes, I know a player's contract doesn't set the value and the impact that they have on a team, but it's something to think about. I'm not saying they have to do it this week. I'm not even saying they have to do it at the trade deadline come February. It might be in the summer. It's just something I'm going to keep my eye on as the Timberwolves keep playing games the rest of this season, because I like the pieces that they have. I love Anthony Edwards. Rudy Gobert looks like himself. Jaden McDaniels is one of the best defenders in the league. Naz Reid is quietly being, in my opinion, one of the best value contracts in the NBA. He just signed a 3-year extension this past summer, making only about $14 million a year, and he's looked great coming off their bench. He's been solid when Karl-Anthony Towns has been in foul trouble. He's been shooting the ball well. They've run some post-up touches specifically for him, and he's been taking advantage of mismatches in the post. When I got the notification this summer that he signed his extension, it was one of them things that I swiped by and was like, all right, cool, Naz Reid's staying at the Timberwolves. But he's been absolutely phenomenal for them. If they trade Cat, depending on what they get back for him, I wouldn't be mad at inserting Naz Reid in that starting lineup playing alongside Rudy Gobert. And once again, before Timberwolves fans go crazy, I'm not saying they should, I'm not saying they have to. I just think it's an interesting idea of, do they really need Karl-Anthony Towns to be as successful as they have been so far early in the season?